Hey folks, it's been a minute. How we been? I know I haven't done a TikTok in a minute, and that's because I've had a lot of good reasons to pull back. But I wanted to check in with everyone because I've been in a few different situations, like group conversations, etc., checking in with people from beyond just International House of Prayer. You see, I've been at this, holding high control places accountable business for a while, before this whole Mike Bickle stuff started. I've gotten to know a lot of people in the, some would call post-cult, post-church, post-high control religious group, deconstruction, etc. spaces. And in those spaces, there's been some patterns that have emerged that are unfortunately extremely familiar. Here's the thing I want every one of you to get very clear. Every single person in these post-cult, post-high control religious group, post-evangelical deconstruction, etc. spaces is the same folks you were around when you were in those groups in the first place. So the dysfunction just travels with y'all. Isn't that fun? As it is said, wherever you go, there you are. Just picking up and moving the same people into a new group, that's not going to do it. You got to work on you. You can only work on you. You can't work on them. You can only work on you. You can only work on you. You can't fix the place you left. You can't fix the groups that you guys formed to help heal from the place you left that just traumatizes you again in the same way. And you weren't expecting it because you thought we all learned from the first go around, but everyone had their own different series of events they went through. And for some of them, they actually had a part to play that they haven't come to terms with yet. Like, the stuff that was done to us, awful. But we have more agency than we give ourselves credit for sometimes, too. Don't get me started on people pleaser doormats who self-abandon and then blame everyone else for the results of that. But anyways, I digress. Because at the end of the day, no one's ever improved by being told they're playing a victim. I don't like when I'm told that. I'm not going to go around telling other people that. It doesn't change shit, so. But if you're not seeing a therapist, I'm not one. I'm just an autistic woman on the internet being direct with you right now. And yeah, I am diagnosed formally and officially, and we'll probably start putting up content related to that. I got diagnosed in September, but I've been autistic the whole time. And side note, that's a huge factor in a lot of the mistreatment that happens too. Like, there's a lot of neurodivergent issues in everywhere. We just, a lot of neurodivergent traits are demonized. But that's a whole other topic for a whole other day. And yes, I'm all broken out because I'm on some new meds. I'm not going to pretend that's not there. But as I was saying, wherever you go, there you are. A lot of these spaces end up just becoming the same thing in a different package. Just because you left behind the theology or that specific building and that specific set of leaders doesn't mean that the dysfunction left with you, or that the dysfunction stayed behind. Like, when you get the same group of folks in the same groups in a new place, those same dynamics are going to emerge because you're used to relating to one another in certain ways. And you've got a pre-selection bias of the group of folks in the recovery spaces were already prone to be certain personality types because they were the ones that were the marks that got sucked into the group you were in the first place, right? Like, let's be honest with ourselves. There's certain personality types that get filtered into places like that with certain goals, certain ambitions, certain reactions to the opportunity for a spotlight. I was on stage. I am not excluding myself from this. I'm here on TikTok talking to you guys, getting attention on YouTube and Twitter, and I've got thousands of followers or whatever, like not on TikTok necessarily, but like especially if you combine all my different social platforms. Like, but that's why I'm saying this. I recognize it in myself. I am owning and admitting it. I have trauma and like lack of positive attention in my life, and so I get it in this like fake vulnerability setting where I can talk to masses of people without actually having to interpersonally relate to you, without having to actually do the work on myself. But I'm doing the work. I have counselors, I have therapists, blah 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 blah. But like a lot of folks in these spaces, this is their pretend self-improvement. This is their pretend healing themselves, and it's not really about care for you. They're telling themselves that. You're telling yourself that. We're all telling ourselves that. But this isn't how to do it, guys. This is the problem. This right here, I'm not your friend. I mean, for some of you I am, but like, I'm a random person on the internet. What do you care what I say? Just because I'm loud and act confident? Take a step back. I might be going on in ways that seem vulnerable and courageous and so moving, and like I've got this wisdom, and man, I just help you feel better about yourself. But I am not obligated to you in any way, and there's no reciprocity, and you have no way of knowing what I'm like offline. Just because I'm, or someone, whoever is charismatic and seems like they have their stuff together, like if they're an influencer on the internet with a large following, they're not. I promise you they're not. Because people who are healthy don't need this. So please, watch out for those same behavioral patterns, the same celebrity culture of certain people being the ones folks look to, who set the conversation tone. Find your own voice. Find your own voice. Get your own two legs under you. Don't look to others. You know, so many people have come to me and talked to me about how fractured the advocacy communities they've been in, and not just International House of Prayer, the ex-evangelical or ex this or that parachurch or church high control, whatever, like culty spaces, whatever, even the secular, like the not religious cult stuff, like all the folks in these recovery spaces are ex cult or high control group members. Those dynamics follow us. You don't need a group to help you. Like, it can be helpful, but just find 2 or 3 friends and walk stuff out with friends that have an investment in you, that are committed to you. Find people who have your back. Some of the people that have my back are still in the group I was in because they're legit people, and I've got their back too. There's no them. There's only us. It's a really great line from a U2 song, but it's also true. There's no them. There's only us. The way to combat that cultiness is to combat those things. The us and them, black and white, enemy and ally. No, there's only us. There's no dividing lines. There's no walls. It's all just people. And ultimately, we're all just cousins and cousins. Like the human family. Like, find your people, heal with them, commit to them, love them, be loved by them, be authentic, be loved as you are. Watch out for folks that have something to sell you, even when it's not apparent. You can do this. I believe in you. You don't need me to believe in you, though. Believe in yourself.